In today's project, we will be giving some terracotta pots some personality. We'll be doing two ways because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do, and they ended up doing both ways. The first one, we're going to put some textured paste on the pots and adding a border with some air drying clay. The second one is we're going to paint it. You might be tempted to say, okay, I have no artistic skills, I can't do this. This is just dipping your paintbrush in paint and making repeating patterns on your pot. It is an abstract leaf. It doesn't have to look like leaves. It is just some swishes on your pot. And the repeating pattern will let your eye believe that that is some leaves painted on your pot. I use some texture paste which I bought a few years ago. However, the one I make myself works better than this one. So if your texture paste is too runny, you add baby powder. If your texture paste is too stiff, you put a little bit of water in there and just mix well. In the description below, I left a link on how to make your own texture paste. It's a quick and easy project with things you can easily get hold of. So you firmly paste your stencil onto your pot with some masking tape. Then you just use your palette knife and smooth the textured paste over your stencil. You carefully remove your stencil and then go and wipe down your stencil. Make sure it's clean, else there will be some residue on your pot when you repeat your pattern. Or your stencil will get blocked and you won't have a smooth design when you next use your stencil. You're just going to repeat this. You're going to have to wait for the texture paste to dry, and then you're going to turn your pot and you're going to repeat this process over and over again until you've made it around your pot. Now we're going to make the little border. I used dust clay. You can use any air drying clay. I rolled it in sausage-like shapes and then firmly pressed the clay into the mold. Then I used a sharp knife and removed the excess. Then when you remove the excess, sometimes some of the clay in the mold gets out. So push that firmly back into your mold. Now you're going to flip your mold over and remove the clay from the mold. You are going to repeat this process until you have enough clay to go around the border of your pot. Then you're going to take some craft glue, one that dries clear. You're going to paste your clay onto your pot. And then you just wait for it to dry. sealed my clay with some clay varnish. However, you can use any water-based varnish. You don't have to seal it. It's totally up to you. But I thought it just would look better if it did have some varnish on it. Now we get to the painted parts. This is not a project that is difficult. It is just a repeating pattern. I went around the pot and measured where half of the pot is. And I marked that with some chalk. Then I determined where the middle of the middle was, and I marked that. And then the middle of the quarter, and then the middle of the eighth. And so I went on until I got around the whole pot, and everything was in equal measures. And I just, with the chalk, made lines so that I can keep my designs the same size all around my pot. Firstly, you're going to take some acrylic paint and mix in some acrylic flow medium or some water. I use flow medium because it keeps the paint from drying out too quickly. So it means I can still manipulate the paint, add some little bit more white or blue if I wanted to. You can use another color as well. My house is blue, so I use the blue color. But you can go pink or purple or green. Absolutely up to you. So now I rolled my brush in my darker paint color. Then I dipped it, like just fit into my white paint. And then I swished it onto the pot. It is just from the tip to the bottom. There's no special abilities. Then you're just going to continue this until you get around the pot. And now my pot is done. Wait for it to dry. You can add another clay border if you like. I kept this one simple. However, the one next to this one, you can see I did put a border on it. However, I like the one without the border. The paint was more than enough to give it personality. Now you just add some soil and some plants and voila! You have finished two types of pots. They have plenty of personality. They're going to look amazing. So please share your projects if you're done, like and subscribe, and please tell me if you like this, how you did yours. I would love to see your projects.